Hey.
I hear those sleigh bells jingling, ring, ting, ding-a-ling, do.
Oh. Uh-huh.
I was actually trying to think of the one with the scary ghost stories. There we
Sure.
go.
The one that I've had in my head is Listener Stories Double Feature.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That doesn't have anything to do with Christmas at all.
It doesn't, but it has something to do with listener stories and doing this 2 weeks in a row.
Sure.
So
Double feature.
if you combine both of our shit together,
yes,
it's a Christmas listener story double feature. All I can think about this is our Twilight weekend. I like literally everything else has gone out of my head. I can't think of anything else.
Yeah. So, guys, to throw a big bang onto the end of the year and to kind of wrap some stuff up, you know what I'm talking about. Macy and I are doing what we've talked about forever, and we're having a Yule celebration, and we are going to be live streaming us watching the entirety of the Twilight Saga.
Over 2 days. Like, we've planned this out even to the times. Okay.
Yes.
And the foods
snacks
per movie. So if you are a patron, you can hop on over and see that. We've got it all broken down in an episode that we did yesterday talking about it. It's going to be 2 days of Twilight, 2 days of a lot of food. We've never been so organized on an event that we've done,
bro,
ever. Ever one time have we ever done this? Hasn't happened.
And as far as this week, we're kicking in with the spooky stories a little early.
A little early. Why not?
Early.
We've got a bunch. And speaking of stories, I do just want to say at the top of this episode, I read much of y'all's, really all of them, all of y'all's nice things, all the posts and whatnot. I read them all. I don't have a lot of words because it's a lot to feel and read and process, but I have read them. I thank y'all for writing them. It was very sweet of y'all. Y'all have been very, very sweet out there.
Yeah, it was really nice to scroll through and see the nice words and the memories, you know, and all the confusion.
There was a fair bit of that
happening
as well.
So anyway, but yeah, so we'll be doing 2 of our stories, spookysodes, whatever you want to call them. I guess we can call this our grand finale of the spookysodes.
Yes.
In this era of WBAH.
In this era of WBAH, that's a good way to put it. And I might sneak a little topic in for next week, you know, just to make it a little bit thicker, you know, really have some fun.
If you have not ever heard your story on a spookysode of the Witch Pitch Amateur Hour, please send it to us again. We'll see, you know, if what happened. Hopefully we don't end up telling the same stuff twice, but you know our email address. Shoot it on over. It's the last call, as it were. And with that, I think we could move into stories.
Oh, let's roll, man. And I think I go first because my color is yeller.
Beller.
It has always been Beller.
I can't wait. I
know. It's all I've thought about. Like, I'm not even exaggerating about that.
I can't wait to drink those strawberry smoothies as if they were Bella's life-bringing blood sustenance packs or whatever.
Yeah, the stolen blood that other people could really use for transfusions.
You know, it's almost like, okay, you know what? We'll save it.
I know. I know. All right, here we go, guys. Let's go into listener story 1. This was sent in by M, in parentheses, so mysterious.
M. Was this you, Macy? Did you just type this out?
This was not. This was not. Here we go. My family and I used to live in this house while we were waiting for my current house to be finished with renovations. It was next door to our previous one, and my dad had bought it as it was an investment property. It was east facing, and one side of it was covered with a roof, like the outside, so most of the day it was dark inside, except for in the living room in the mornings and my room at sunset. My room was at the end of the house and had a large window facing the backyard, which had a freeway behind it. It was also around 50 years old. I'm not sure if it was the darkness, the age of the house, or the noise of the freeway, or all three combined, but the house felt very heavy. I'm not quite sure how to describe it. There were a lot of arguments, and I was in a not very good place mentally while we were living there. That might have just been my little teen phase, though. I was 14 when we were there and struggling with self-esteem issues. I remember I would come back after staying at my cousin's house for a few days, and it would just feel so heavy and negative. My mom said that she had some sleep issues there, which I could relate to. My aunt also lived there for a bit when we moved out, and she also described that house as unpleasant, old, and dingy. Also, I used to go for runs in our backyard just doing laps, as I was too introverted to just go out for some reason. Anyways, one time I was doing
Understood.
Understood.
Understand.
I was doing my daily run as I was turning a corner, I saw a very distinct shadow figure peeping at me from the other corner of the house.
Don't peep.
I remember seeing its arm wrapped around the wall, pushing off and looking at me. I was freaked out, but tried to ignore it and continue my running. So when you came back to do another lap, like, did you look there again, or did you just avert your eyes? I'm really curious.
Just try not to look at it.
Just don't look at it. We were glad to move to our new house, a larger property with land at the back in a country-ish area, kind of a farmhouse. My parents are from rural, is this Punjab? Punjab.
Oh.
So they felt at home here. I'm pretty sure it was built in like the 90s, and I'm pretty sure this place is haunted, or at least there are some spirits in the area. Oh, also, every now and then, there's this siren that goes off in the distance, and neither my parents nor my dad's brother, who is our behind neighbor, knows where it is or what it's for. Pretty eerie. Anyways, that's beside the point.
I'm sorry, did you say a siren?
A siren, yeah. There's a rando...
Like Siren Head? Piss off.
Who's Siren Head?
You don't know you don't know about Siren Head?
No.
He's exactly what he sounds like. He's a big entity with a siren for a head. Really lazy name, but still kind of creepy stuff.
Yeah, because I was like, I know they play a siren a lot. When Pyramid Head rocks up, you get the siren. So that's where my brain went.
Oof. Is it hot in here? Or is it just Pyramid Head?
Pyramid Head got no right. That's all I'm saying. He ain't got no right. Looking like that.
With his pyramid head.
With his big old pyramid head, which, if it can turn to the side, wouldn't be a problem.
There's some things that could, get creative. Yeah.
So one time, anyways, that's beside the point. There's been some shit going on in this house. One time I was about to do a guided meditation and left my laptop, parentheses, closed, on a sofa chair next to my bed. I literally turned my back for a few seconds, and when I turned around, the screen was open and turned on.
Ew.
My heart instantly dropped, and I just stood there for a minute, processing what just happened. It felt like I was being fucked with, so I went and saged the shit out of that part of my house. And another time, I was listening to a guided meditation and had fallen lightly asleep to it. Before I continue, let me set the scene.
Oh.
My bed is in the corner of my room, and my desk and sofa chair, which was now being used as a desk chair, in the opposite corner. To be specific, if I sit up, I'm facing my desk, and I sleep on the side of the bed further from the wall. Anyways, I randomly woke up, and I turned my head to see my chair had been pulled away from my desk to my bed, and better yet, it was facing me. I literally shat my pants. But then...
Hell yeah, brother.
What a way to just actually shit the bed. I literally...
I love the use of literally.
Literally. Yeah. But then I heard a crashing sound from the other side of the house, which is where my parents' room is. Kind of like someone falling into a piece of furniture almost. I think I had heard a similar sound a while before the incident, so I mustered up the courage to go check on my mom and brother who were sleeping there. My brother was awake when I asked him and my mom if they had, by the way, it's mum this whole time, but my mouth has a very hard time doing that. If they had heard that, and they said no, but I know I heard it. I don't know if I was just delusional in these cases and I just didn't remember opening my laptop or having my chair pulled away from my desk, but it doesn't feel right. I don't like the chair being turned towards the bed like someone's just been doing like the thinking man at you as you were sleeping.
Doing some like chair lunges while you're sleeping. You know? Like, like you could listen if you wanted to get skepticy about, you could be like, you know what, maybe you thought you closed the laptop and you did yada yada. Why would you ever pull your chair up, turn it around, face the bed? A sofa chair?
Why would you be moving that sofa chair around if you don't got to?
Get out of here.
No. The following...
This is comfy.
It does sound really comfy.
I mean...
This following one might be sleep deprivation, but it freaked me the fuck out. I was having a sleepover with a family friend, and she was sleeping next to me. I woke up in the middle of the night, turned over, and saw a face that looked a bit like hers, looking straight at me with wide eyes, hovering over her. I blinked, and it was gone in an instant. I was just not about to deal with that right now. So I turned over and went back to sleep thinking it was probably just my eyes playing tricks on me. Maybe it was. Probably it was. Right? But right afterwards, I had a freakishly scary and vivid dream. In my dream, I was in my front yard, but there was a big building there. My dreams are weird like that. And I was talking to this little old lady with white hair, glasses, and a blue top. I saw out of the corner of my eye that a lady who looked identical to her was peering over the corner of the building. Then I noticed there were a few of these identical old ladies just looking at me from different places. I felt unsafe.
That's sick.
I felt unsafe, so I went inside. But I looked out the window and saw this huge herd of people, all different shapes and sizes, wearing different shades of blue, just circling the house and watching me, eerie smiles on their faces. My house is long, sort of horizontal, and my bedroom is at the front. In front of our house, we have this covered concrete porch type thing. Sometimes at night, I can hear footsteps walking up and down the concrete. So I guess the dream has since ended, and this is just other shit going down. I don't like footsteps. I don't like footsteps outside, especially, because those could be real.
Sure. I don't like footsteps inside or outside.
I don't like them inside either, because those could also be real. But it could all be real.
Yeah.
Because in those moments, I convince myself someone's living in my attic.
Oh, bro. Do you know how easy it is to convince yourself that someone's living in your attic?
It's so easy. It's easier than ghosts. For me. It's like the first place
Ghosts is like,
go.
oh yeah, of course.
Even if I didn't have an attic, I would be like, they're in the walls. It's a person in the walls. Before I would really lean into it being like, truly, is that a ghost? Like, first thought, human.
Someone just tight ass,
just
scrooching
through the walls sideways. My brother has also had some experiences in this house. He was trying to sleep one night and called out to me, my bedroom is right across from his, saying he could hear a woman singing a melancholy melody in an opera-like voice. Tight. He already has some trouble sleeping, so I told him it was probably the TV from the other room. The next day, I asked him about it, and he said he heard that before, as well as voices that sound exactly like mine calling out his name. Many times he's called out from his room like, yeah? And I'm just like, what? And he'll say he heard me call out to him, but I didn't. I also heard my mom call out my name late at night, but when I didn't reply, nothing. If it was my mother, she would have called out again. My brother and I also have had a shared experience. One night we had just gotten into bed and we heard our dog Loki barking like crazy. Suddenly we heard the back door slide open. It's behind my brother's room, followed by loud footsteps and a man's booming voice. I couldn't make out what it was saying, but I thought it might be an old friend of my dad's, so I crept down the hallway to see what it was. It felt like that moment in horror movies where everyone is screaming at the character to not go, but I had to see what it was, and my parents had gone to bed on the other side of the house. When I looked, however, there was nothing there. My dad walked into the kitchen, which faces the door from the other side of the house, and I asked him if he had been outside, and he said no. He had just come in to get some water. I told him what happened, and he went outside to check if there was anything, but there was no one there. Recently, I had a dream that shook me up a bit. In the dream, my friend and I were walking with some lady and her grandmother to learn magic or something like that, and we would go and learn things from her. Her grandmother's name was Grandma Angie. It cuts to the nighttime, and I was standing outside with two people, and I think they were East Asian, and it was a boy and a girl. There was lightning in the sky, and it was in a cross shape, like this. I'm guessing there was a symbol there.
Yes, there was. It looked sort of like a cross shape, but also like, what's the rune that means home?
That means home?
The rune that means home. You know, it's like
Othala?
the diamond with the
yeah.
It's kind of a little bit like that too.
I think it looked like it hit the moon, and I was fascinated and wanted it to happen again. So I started jumping up and down and chanting something and visualizing to try to get it to happen again. But then some images of some kind of Asian mythology started coming in my visualizations, and it told the story of some god bringing earthquakes upon the earth. This was the one scary image. This was this one scary image of some smiling creepily and was black and white and kind of distorted, like analog horror. Anyways, I took my thongs off, flip-flops, by the way, so that my feet could feel...
I forget every time.
I knew that you would be like, what? I took my thongs off so that my feet could feel the earth's energy. And then I just started thinking, like, just let anything happen, as in like anything in response to my chanting and jumping and stuff. And then there was a slight earthquake, like the earth shook. And I saw the number 28 for some reason, right in my vision. My jaw dropped and I was really shocked and really scared. And the two other people were like, what the fuck just happened? And I was like, I think I just did that. I woke up very scared too. My heart was beating hard and I felt terrified, but I'm not sure why. I know the dream means something, but I don't know what.
I think I just did that.
I think I just did that, guys. That was me. Did you see that? That was me.
It's very, Miguel and Tulio. That's not their names. Help me.
I don't know. With who? What other duo?
Michelle? Tulio, is it Miguel?
Yeah, it's Miguel and Tulio. Tulio and Miguel, mighty and powerful gods.
Gods.
I thought you were trying to think of a different duo that wasn't them, but you thought that saying them would help me remember.
Having a Christmas stroke is what's happening.
Mm-hmm.
It's just the thing when the volcano goes off and then everyone thinks it's them. That's all I was trying to say. Listen. Hold on, I've got blood flow back to my... Oh my God, I need to quit. Our next story comes to us from Kendra. About 7 to 8 years ago, I was working for a company and I was talking to a coworker and they were telling me a lot of weird things that they were experiencing about a house that they were renting. Needless to say, it was a huge shock that the house he was renting ended up being my grandparents' house.
Oh.
He had told me that he had constantly heard footsteps pacing upstairs and sounded like they were coming down the stairs, but nobody was ever there. Once I had moved out of my mom's house, she had turned my old bedroom into a guest bedroom for whenever we had family come in for a visit. Anytime my parents go out of town, they always ask us to house sit and watch their dogs. I had gone upstairs to my old room and I just had this whole different feeling. My mom is such a sucker for old antiques, and I had been up there a few times and nothing felt off until she brought back this old school desk.
Oh, shit.
The whole room, dude, if I was a ghost, the way I would curse any school object.
I would be kind of bummed if I died and became a ghost and I had to attach to my school desk.
Your school desk? Or something lame, like a pencil.
Which was never made for a left-handed person, by the way. Like, they had occasion, because you know the stupid-ass half desks that you lift up?
Yep.
There was like 4 of those max in any given classroom at all, if there were any that were for... Otherwise, I had to sit sideways and like face a wall.
The world doesn't care about non-coffee drinkers.
The world doesn't
care about left-handers.
The world doesn't care about me, obviously.
I think when they were putting these desks together, they were like, fuck that girl.
Fuck that child.
She's going to have such a hard time learning. Okay. So the mom had bought this old school desk. The whole room just felt heavy. At first, I thought it was just me, but after having my younger brother tell me the same thing, and then my cousin tell me that she felt it so bad that she had to go stay in another room. Needless to say, I avoid going into my old room when I'm there for a visit. Me and my husband live in an old, all caps, old shotgun-style house. Pause, break. Charlye coming in here. I fucking love a shotgun-style
That's
house.
pretty cool. Yeah, I'm in already.
Love a shotgun. Okay, now I'm back to the story now. This is storytelling, Charlye. You ready? Okay. We've been here about 7 years and did a rent-to-own contract. About 2 years ago, we officially paid off the house. Congrats. Woo! And we were able to start making it our own. We started having some issues with a few leaks in the living room, and my husband and father-in-law went to investigate. Our living room has a drop-down ceiling and has a whole other ceiling above it. But since that day, something has felt off. Not necessarily in a bad way, just off. I've seen what seems to be shadows throughout the house. It's mostly late at night, and I will feel like I'm being watched, and I'll look up and I'll see what looks like a head pull back into hiding. But the shadow has mostly been standing in my oldest daughter's bedroom. I've never said anything to her about it, but she's even felt weird things in her room. There was one afternoon I was getting ready to go out on a date night, and I had heard a door open and just assumed it was my husband watching me get ready. And I turned back to say something to him, and I saw a full body black shadow.
That's not...
It was like...
what I want to see when I'm like, I think like I'm getting ready and I just know I'm going to turn around and see Hunter and it's a black shadow mask. That's the fucking worst thing in the world.
You're getting ready for like a nice, cute date and you turn around, you're going to be like, hi, oh, you're watching me get ready. And it's a black shadow
it's
mask.
Like the goddamn Hat Man. Yeah. That's so scary.
Dude, the way I'd be pissed.
Do you release an ope? Do you go, ope? Like,
it was like as soon as I saw it, it was like it just dropped to the ground and disappeared.
Ew.
Moments after, I just like it crumbled.
Is that
like
worse than it turning and running away?
That is worse. Just going whoop. That's awful. Moments after my husband, in fact, did walk in through the door, he apparently he could see the mix of confusion and fear on my face and just asked if I was okay. I don't even think words came out after that, but I've always felt a male presence since the shadow people started appearing. Don't drip onto the floor like a puddle.
Especially after watching me get ready. Like, that's the thing.
Creep?
Like,
you creep?
What are you doing? Go watch something else.
There's a TV in the next room.
Come on, man. Like, it's a shotgun style house. You turn around and you see a whole other part of the house. Like, you see all of the other part of the house.
You see, that's what it means.
Is that it?
Yeah, that's it.
Oh,
That's the story.
wow. I'm creeped out by that. I don't like the idea of having your guard let down super low, knowing you're going to see one thing and seeing something else. That really gets to me.
That's the part that gets to me as well, is thinking you're about to turn around and have like a just being so sure you're going to see someone you know, and it's just something way off.
It's a shadow
It's like,
man.
You ever went to get like a sip of tea? And then it's not tea, it's Coke, and it's just
It throws your whole system for a loop.
Yeah.
Like,
it's exactly what it's like.
I'm just going to think about this for any time now. Like, anytime I just feel like Hunter's presence, I'm going to be
Looking
like,
at
is it
you,
Hunter?
like,
Is it a
God,
shadow
am I
man?
going to turn around? And is it going to slip into the floor
turn into an ooze puddle?
Yeah. Or like that trick, that people get dogs and babies with, where they throw the blanket into the air and then they run behind the corner.
Disappears.
It's just like that, the blanket.
I don't like it. Any of it.
Not good.
Okay, well, this next one was sent in by Percy. For context, I've driven the same way to work every single day for years. Almost nothing happens because it's back roads and forest, and you'll be more likely to see a person, or you'll be more likely to see a coyote than another person driving, especially when it's so early and the sun has yet to come up. One day I noticed on my commute that a blue truck was in front of me, further up on the road. I don't remember what brand it was, but it threw me off because no one ever takes this road so early in the day. I took the same route as the truck for a couple of miles, staying roughly 20 feet behind it. At one point, the road went up a hill. The truck leaving my line of sight as it went past the top. When I got up the hill, I was immediately confused. The truck in front of me was now dark brown, and the license plate had changed from my state to one from about 4 states over, what could have been a 16-hour drive from where I was. What confused me the most was that I couldn't see the blue truck anywhere on the road past it, and no side roads or intersections were in the area for it to have turned. I slowed down because everything started to feel off, like when you step off a carnival ride onto solid ground after being spun. During the rest of the drive, more weird things happened. Deer would run out across the road, reach the small ditch on the other side of the road, and disappear completely, not seen in the forest or grass beyond the ditch. The podcast I had been listening to on my commute was supposed to be one about a movie, but I realized that the conversation had been about endangered species of plants for a long time. I looked down and realized that the icon on my phone was not the podcast I had clicked on when I started my commute, and I don't remember the one I selected finishing in the first place. Even further down the road, someone was just standing on the side of the road, sweeping the asphalt with a normal house broom. They had nothing on their person to indicate that they were construction or maintenance, and more importantly, it was still in the middle of a densely forested back roads. I'm not even sure where the nearest house was. By this point, everything was feeling really odd. My stomach was churning, and I felt so uncomfortable. It was like seasick. Even worse, I noticed that the odd feeling wasn't just physical. Normally, I almost always feel connected to my spirituality, whether it be guides or ancestors or intuition, no matter what word for it. It's been important for me for years. It always feels like a little internal compass nudging me gently where I should go. But I couldn't feel anything. I didn't even feel like myself. At the end of everything, I got to work and realized normally the 20-minute long drive ended up taking 1.5 hours. It didn't feel like it had taken more time than usual. It has been years since this happened, but looking back on it, I feel like this may have been my first time experiencing a time slip.
Bro, something's not right.
That's scary as hell. The person sweeping the middle of the road.
I was going to say, what's the worst part?
With the house broom, not even like a push broom, with a regular ass broom. That
what are you doing?
Is terrifying.
That's so scary. That's so scary.
Ooh.
Also, the like realizing what you've been listening to is just a different thing. That's creepy.
But you didn't realize when it changed.
Never,
like you just kind of have been in this. That is gross. All of that is scary. And the weird glitchy
Yucky.
disappearing deer, all of that's bad. Damn.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's gross. All right. I can see your eyes.
I'm just
getting
reeling
glistening.
from that. Like that
Yeah,
was a
gross.
short, impactful one.
Impactful. Yeah.
Ugh.
All right. Our next story is from Gracie. I grew up in a rougher part of Omaha, Nebraska. Police in the streets almost nightly. Across from a drug house, stuff like that. I lived in a small split-level home with my mom, dad, and brother up until about 8th grade, the summer of 2014.
Okay.
It was essentially an apartment with an attached garage and a very small basement chunked up into... Sorry. Trouble with chunk.
I was like, are we doing
Chunk-
like the J, the
Yeah. The basement was chunked up into open concept mud, into an open concept. I said the C word on accident. An open concept mudroom, larger play area, office, unfinished laundry unit room, and a tornado shelter because Nebraska. This was my parents' first home, and we were very, very poor. Like find milk money in the couch cushions kind of poor. The upper part of the house was also open concept with the living room, dining room, and kitchen divided by a very small wall, creating a circle sort of path connecting the rooms. To the left was a hall that led to 3 bedrooms and a small bathroom. The house's energy just always felt unsettled and off. We moved in when I was no more than 18 months old. My mother was pregnant with my brother. A few weeks after we moved in, there was a knock at the door from someone we didn't know. An old woman in her 70s stood before us on our front landing. She explained that it was the anniversary of her husband's death. He had been hit by a car at the main intersection at the foot of the hill we lived on his way to work, and she had witnessed it. She asked if she would be able to sit on our front stoop and remember him for a while. My mother had no problems with it, so she did. This is what I believe spurred the haunting. When I was around 5 or 6, I started remembering the experiences, although my mother, who starts sobbing whenever these hauntings are mentioned, professes that they started immediately. My bedroom was the last in the hall on the right, slightly across and to the left of my parents' room. Every night my parents would tuck me in, shut the light off. I had a Tinkerbell nightlight in the corner, but would also leave the door cracked open a little bit to see into the hall to see my parents' door. It felt safer that way. Isn't that weird when you're a kid? Leaving your door cracked open a little bit feels safer. And then as an adult, if you open my door when I'm sleeping, I kill you. I slept on my side with my back to the wall in a pile of stuffed animals, covers pulled all the way up over my head with a little peek hole to see out of my blanket fortress.
We slept the same.
You know, to deter the murderers. I slept like that last night, actually.
I still
'cause it was
sleep
kinda
with a
chilly.
blanket over my head.
I never do it because I don't like breathing my own air. I feel suffocated. But like I made like a hole just like this big around my face. It was really cozy
It's
and
great.
nice. I slept on my side. Let's see, a little peek hole out of my blanket fortress to deter the murderers. My goal every night was to stay up as long as I could, on watch for the creepy crawlies in the darkness, or rather, one big creepy crawly. For as long as I can remember peeking out from under my Clifford the Big Red Dog stuffy, I'd woken up at, between 3 or 4 a.m. to heavy footsteps in the hallway. I had always figured it was my dad as I watched the shadow pass close to my door and disappear into my parents' room. But looking back on it, I'm sure it wasn't. Whenever my dad was in the hall late at night, I could always make out his dad uniform, khaki shorts, Star Wars or Marvel t-shirt. This shadow mirrored my dad's build with wide, strong shoulders, athletic for a 30-something at the time, and around 6'2". The only difference is that this shadow did not have discernible clothes, and of course could be seen even when my Tinkerbell nightlight was off. Besides watching this shadow prowl the halls and feeling its presence chasing me up the stairs from the basement when playtime was over, I never really felt any negative energy from it, just a very heavy sadness, which led me to believe that maybe it was the spirit of this poor old woman's husband who had passed outside all of those years ago. Here's where shit goes off the rails. Did I mention we lived in a rougher part of town? It didn't always used to be this way. What really pushed it over the threshold from suburbia to the slums was the house across the street. A family of 8 moved in and were blatantly causing trouble. Drug dealers, playing with firearms in the front yard, DV, that sort of thing. It was 2007-ish, and my dad had just brought home an Xbox 360s. You know, the one with the light-up green button in the shape of the... hell yeah, dude. One of his hobbies is collecting gaming systems, and this system is where his obsession began. Some chilly fall night, I had woken up to my usual 3 a.m. and decided that I needed to go get some water from the kitchen down the hall. I have no idea what okay. I thought we were talking like a real ghost. I have no idea what spirit of confidence possessed me to go through with the idea, since I was always too afraid to get up and walk around with the shadow figure lurking about. But I got my 6-year-old self out of bed and went down to the kitchen, holding my small gray beanie baby bunny, appropriately named Bun Bun, for protection and all that. Maybe it was I love Bun Bun. Bun Bun. I love anything named Bun Bun. Maybe it was the Tinkerbell nightlight or my princess pajamas. I had successfully hung a left into the kitchen to fill a plastic cup with water. After imbibing and feeling fully satisfied with myself, I decided to take the scenic route and loop back around the hallway through the dining area
Never
and
get
the living
brave.
room. Get cocky, dude. You're getting cocky, you're going to fuck around and find out. When I rounded the corner into the living room, my little heart dropped out of my butthole. The Xbox ring was lit up, signaling that somebody had been using the console. Except it wasn't green. It was bright red.
No, not the Ring of Death.
The Ring of Death. The red ring, baby. In fact, the whole system was lit up out the ass. The red was illuminating the disk drive and the USB ports from the inside. That's how bright it was. Even at 6, I knew that was probably bad. Mm-hmm. I looked up down the hall towards my bedroom. Bad idea. The hulking shadow figure was standing at the end of the hall, slowly moving its gaze from my open bedroom door to my position in the living room.
Oh, no. No. Hide before the slow gaze finds you.
Yeah, before the like slow eye of Sauron turns.
Yeah, it's like a searchlight. Dude, that made my eyes water. I don't like that.
Ice shot through my veins and we locked perceptions. I knew it was up. I knew it was looking at me. Sorry, it knew I was up. I knew it was looking at me. You see, okay. Game time. I knew that my only safety in this house was going to be my blanket fortress in my room at the end of the hall. 6-year-old logic.
I get it.
And that entity was right in the way. I clutched Bun Bun and I knew I had to make a break for it. Would it make the first move or would I? Too late. It chose to move. It walked, leaning forwards and arms outstretched down the hall, coming furiously towards me. Remembering it now, it had a sickening gait, almost jazzercise.
Stop it.
If Hans could, it's Pennywise.
That's the worst ever.
If Hans could jazzercise, I countered and started making my way right towards it in a half run. This was it. I was going to reach it right at the top of the stairs. I felt dude, brave 6-year-old.
This is like
I'm gonna
the ultimate game of chicken.
Chicken. This was it. I was going to reach it right at the top of the stairs. I felt the energy pulsating off of it. Gross. And I sidestepped it to the left. You juked it. You sidestepped it to the left onto the first step of the staircase. It fell forward and I weaved it, making it back to my bed with Bun Bum. That is a pro gamer
Bum
move,
Bum.
Bum Bum. Bum Bum. Shaking, I watched for my blanket for it as the figure paced back and forth across my bedroom door threshold. I blinked and it was morning. Part of me wants to believe that this was the spirit of the old man checking on me every night, and that this instance was just him trying to put me back to sleep. The other part of me says absolutely not, kill it with fire. Very gray energy, very gray perspective. Then there was a trickster energy. I'm not sure about the origin. Maybe the old man just wanted to laugh. Anyway, in December, my brother and I had Elf on the Shelf. If young kiddos are listening along, this might be a story to skip. You hear that? I'll say that again. If there are young kiddos listening, this might be a story to skip.
Mm-hmm. Don't want any spoilers.
Yeah, no spoilers for the Christmas season. I was 8 and home from school sick with the stomach flu. My brother was still blissfully unaware of how Santa told the elves to move around each evening. Okay, so little brother is unaware of how Santa is telling the elves to move. I had a feeling I knew how the whole thing worked, but this incident solidified it for me. My brother had a difficult time keeping his room clean, being 6 years old and all. I was laying in bed with the aforementioned Bun Bun, reading Magic Treehouse books and reapplying Vapor Rub when I heard a loud crash and a muffled yell from my brother's room next door, where my mother was cleaning. I made my way over to see what had happened. When I peered through the door, I was surprised to find my mother crouched down by my brother's cubby storage and a laundry basket dropped onto the floor. In the cubby storage, my brother had put some Barbie furniture and created an apartment for Crimson the elf to use. Unlike where my brother and I had found her this morning, creating snow angels out of flour on the kitchen counter, Crimson was sat up in a Barbie pink blow-up bed with a little blanket covering her bottom half, reading a magazine. My mom whipped around towards me and frantically asked if I had touched Crimson. I fervently shook my head no. If you're unfamiliar with Elf on the Shelf, if the children in the house touch the elf, the magic disappears and the elf goes back to the North Pole in your holiday storage area. My mom, white as a ghost, ushered me back to bed and called my father. Not a direct encounter with whatever it is in that house, but it's still pretty creepy, if you ask me.
They just really wanted to try their hand at Elf on the Shelf. They even gave her an apartment.
A whole apartment with a little magazine
even
to
a
read?
little blanket.
Here's the thing, though. If I'm that parent, if I'm that mom, I don't know what to think.
You think you're better than me? You think you can do this better than me?
Ghost, you want to fucking go? You want to raise my kids?
You got to do it for so many days and it seems so exhausting. I'd be like, you want to step in now and again?
Like,
you want to...
Fuck yeah, dude.
Like every third day or something?
What a good one.
Yeah.
What a good one. Bravo. Oh, well, there you go.
That's creepy.
I don't like the outstretched arms, Pennywise.
It's like
run.
Frankenstein's monster meets Jazzercise, meets that old woman that the famous videos and she walks and does like the weird dance walking or whatever. Like,
where she's like, I'm your interpretive dance teacher.
Yes, like I feel like it's a mixture of those two things and I don't like any of it at all. And did the shadow monster red ring your Xbox 360 and did it ever work again?
That's why it was like looking around up at the top of the stairs, was making sure it wasn't going to get caught for breaking the Xbox.
Literally, this isn't my fault. This is a design thing that happens to a lot of these things in this era of time.
There's an easy fix. You got to look it up. You got to ask Jeeves it, but like, don't blame me.
Alrighty, here we go. This next one's sent in by Shay, and we have story number 1. The first time that I realized I'm clairaudient, the sound one, in addition to a few other clairs, was horribly 9/11.
Oh.
As Alan Jackson asks, where were you when the world stopped turning?
This stopped turning.
I was in music class. As this terrible thing was happening, they wheeled in a TV so we could all experience the same trauma. As the news coverage was playing on the TV in the music room full of 9 and 10-year-olds, I was one of the 9-year-olds, and I went into sort of a trance.
It's almost like young children aren't supposed to see stuff like that.
Really rough stuff.
Yeah.
I got that weird tunnel vision where things are close and far at the same time. Push, pull, zoom.
Get off the road.
And Then I could hear it. Explosions, the towers collapsing, the people. I could smell smoke and feel the heat, and I didn't realize I had started crying until one of my friends asked me, why was I crying? And I replied, people are dying. I remember my teacher also crying and coming to sit by me and just kind of held my hand as the only other person in the room to feel the gravity of what I was feeling, minus the fact that she didn't have psychic things taunting her like I did. Yeah, she was just an adult with like the ability to have scope.
Who knew what was going on. Yeah.
Story number 2.
Oh.
Let's leave that horrible place we all lived in and go into another thing that happened. Had there not been 2 other people standing there with me and seeing/hearing it too, I would think I made it up. Let's set the scene. I'm 14 at my friend's house in western Nebraska in a town that has literally 6 streets.
Oh, yeah.
Her mom worked night shifts, so we just ran amok at night and almost never slept. She lived like 1.5 blocks from the school that was no longer in use, but hey, there was a playground and a tennis court to play in. So a little setup north side. North side is the building. Directly south of the building is the playground, and behind the school is the tennis court. And there is a solid shelter belt of trees in an L shape on the south and west side. Thick shelter belt. So we were chilling on the playground equipment late into the night. Chill as all hell until we heard something in the trees move. It sounded large and slow moving. I began to panic and they asked me what was wrong, and I pointed to about halfway up in the trees. Out from us, this thing had to be 15 feet tall. I saw a white head. The more Macy talks about crawlers, the more I'm convinced that's what it was, only a super tall one. We couldn't see its whole body, but we did see arms and the head. Not smooth face, though, and it just kind of stood there staring at us while we stared at it, and then it opened its mouth.
Don't do that.
The only sound I've ever heard that comes close is the sound made by the Nazgul screech in LOTR. We turned tail and ran so fast after it made that noise. I remember hearing footfalls behind us, but when I looked behind us, there was nothing there. So the screaming is also a crawler thing.
Well, there you go.
It's supposed to be a really terrible
Does
noise.
it sound just like a sick guitar riff like it does in Lord of the
Layered
Rings?
up with what is the animal sound? Isn't there an animal?
Like a donkey or elephant or something? Like, yeah.
It's they're supposed to have a truly terrible sound. The ones that have mouths.
Great. What was the sound in Lord of the... We talked about this. It was like one of the sound producers recorded his girlfriend screaming into a trash can.
Yeah, there
was that the...
I think that was... It was like like an elephant's call, trash can screams, a guitar wail, all layered up to make Nazgul screech.
Tight.
It's tight.
Our next story comes to you from Haley, the Mint Witch.
That's really nice.
I really want some mint ice cream. My little sister, we'll call her Kins, has always been able to see shadow figures. For example, when Kins was little, she walked through a giant shadow horse to get to our bedroom. She's a brave little shit.
That's tight. House horse.
Dude, brother. The year I came home from college for a break, my family had started moving into a new house. Everything about the place felt normal until I walked into the room that me and Kins were going to share. The air would get heavy and I would feel watched. The worst places were the walk-in closet and the bathroom next door. I was still new to magic and not sure what to do to protect my space. One morning I woke up with my face to the wall. There was a strange electricity behind me. A young girl's voice broke the morning silence. Hello. I froze and cold sweat rolled down my back. I couldn't move or breathe for a good minute, and I finally choked out, "Not now, I'm sleeping."
Yeah. Hell yeah.
See, that's what you gotta do. You just gotta be, I'm not scared. I'm sleeping.
Maybe later.
Busy. After another long chunk of time, I finally got up the courage to roll over and face the room. It was empty. Later that night, Kins came home and went to put her stuff away in the closet. When she walked back out, she said, "Hey, there's a little girl in our closet." No. Nope. There needs to not be. Thank you. Goodbye. I will say the little girl didn't feel... Dude, that makes me sick. I will say the little girl didn't feel dangerous, but something else in that room definitely was. This bedroom was at the front of our house on the second floor. I was in the habit of sleeping with the windows open for the air and the sunlight. Because of this, I could see everyone who came and went easily from my desk. My mom jokingly called it the watchtower. Everyone got an enthusiastic hello or goodbye hollered at them from my window. One day, my mom came in and told me everything and told me everyone was going out. She asked if I would like to come. I had a friend over, so I declined. I watched everyone load into a car and drive away. After a while of talking with my friend, Ella, I started to hear footsteps from next door. The next door bathroom. Sorry. We have a big family, so I didn't think much of it. That is, until Ella went quiet. I asked, "What's up?" She shook her head and she said, "Nothing, just listening to your family." That's when I remembered. No one's here but us.
There ain't no family. There ain't no family here. I'm your new dog.
I'm your new dog. I was thinking about that last night. Oh my God.
Someone came in, said in one of the Twitch streams recently, they were like, "What's going on here?"
Oh God.
You remember when Brandon?
Brandon.
Okay. That's when I remember there's no one here but us. We sat and stared at each other wide-eyed as we listened to the heavy, methodical footsteps. Footsteps are the theme this time, I fear.
I think this is a footsteppy episode.
When the steps stopped, I grabbed my cowbell. It was large and made of metal. The edges were blunt, and it had a handle. It was also loud. My fear-addled mind decided that it would be a great weapon.
This is brilliant.
If anyone had walked in, they would have seen me vigorously ringing a cowbell with Ella clinging to the back of my t-shirts. Both of us slinking around looking terrible.
This is the smartest thing. Because if it's a ghost, like, because you know the thing with bells, imagine the power, the absolute cannon of energy that a cowbell is. Like, that is fucking awesome.
And if it's a person in your house and some person in the house starts blaring a cowbell,
I'm gonna think twice.
Yeah, I'm thinking you're crazy. I gotta go.
These people are wild, man.
It's like, okay, look, I was gonna kill you.
Who has a cow? Whoa,
whoa. All right. I'll finish here with what I think is my scariest story on a dark October night. The sun had set early. It was only 6, but it might as well have been midnight. That's pretty common up here in the north. At the time, I was obsessed with a small animated series called No Evil by Betsy Lee. For some reason, as I sat at my computer, I couldn't seem to focus on the screen. My room was lit up by the warm light of my fairy lights and my desk lamp. I sat cozily wrapped in a soft blanket, drinking chamomile tea. The vibes should have been me living my best cozy autumn life, but my eyes kept wandering to the darkness under Kin's bed. A weird electric sensation climbed my back and my skin was tingling. I fought off the feeling as best as I could and turned back to the screen. As I did so, I caught movement from the corner of my eye. I looked back to watch as a long, shadowy arm stretched out from under the bed.
That's bad.
It was followed quickly by its head and then shoulders.
That's worse.
Freakishly fast, a shadow figure unfolded itself from under the bed until it stood at full height. Its head practically brushed the ceiling. Its limbs were stretched and thin, its elbows and knees bulbous. It stood looking at me for a second and then it vanished. I stood up so fast I knocked.
What was the point of that? Of any of that?
Unfold and stare at you. I stood up so fast I knocked my chair over. I was so afraid I almost felt ill. I became a flurry of movement, salt, black candles, hymns, prayer. I used every trick I could have been taught from the past, and I used every trick I had ever been taught from past and present beliefs, combining them into a nonsensical mess. It's called eclectic, dude. Hens came home to find me in a tizzy of melted candle wax and salt piles. And when I told her what had happened, the little tyrant just shrugged. As I said, she's a brave little shit.
Wow, that's disgusting.
First of all, the bulbous joints
it's got some some joint irritation going on there.
Yeah. Or it's like one of those dolls that you can like not annotate. What's the word I'm looking for? You know, like can articulate.
Yeah,
them.
articulate.
Yeah.
I mean, and I know it's a shadow and this doesn't really matter, but this is another reason that I love my non-platformed bed.
Yes.
I don't want nothing under there.
Yeah. Yeah. It's always something that brings me comfort at hotels because, you know, they don't have
it's like all the way down to the floor. It's great.
Yeah.
I love it.
It's great.
Nothing can be under there.
I feel like there's not a dead body hidden
Be
there,
too difficult.
but maybe.
I think it'd be pretty difficult to hide it. And I don't want nothing. I don't want no ability of anyone, anything. And for us too, the goddamn corgis would like to squeeze under the bed, and I would just know one night the bed would give out and kill one of them. And I just it stressed me out.
And then like you get a little corgi ghost that would unfold themselves.
Then I'd never get away. I would have Gizzy forever.
Could you imagine? Oh
no.
My. Wow. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed our little
just a little snack.
Spooky treat.
Yeah. Because I'm sure y'all, because the Christmas celebration, Yule time.
You're not a Christian.
You are not a Christian. It's not usually just limited to that day. Like, you might be having some friends that you're visiting and stuff that kind of bleeds into other weekends. So that's kind of what I was thinking about with this. I was like, this is the boil over, that is the holiday season.
Of course.
You get two of them.
What if the sheriff and the Monsignor kissed?
I would watch it. I'd watch it. With grave attention. Yeah. Like a study.
Anyway, Merry Christmas, all of you. Put that image in your head.
Yeah. Okay. We'll be back next week with a bigger one, a bigger thick sode.
Fat. Send your stories in.
Mm-hmm.
This is, again, for this part of WBAH, the last hurrah of the Spookysode. So get them stories in, motherfuckers.
Bro, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Do that.
I figured if I said it like that, people
might listen. Yeah, get a stern talking to.
Yeah. Sit down, look me in my eyes. You're going to come home late. I'm going to be sitting in the dark, polishing a shotgun, and I'll turn around.
I was going to say, you got to do the cool thing where you turn around in the chair and then
flip the lamp on.
The little light chain. Yeah.
I'll say, have a seat. We need to talk.
Wow. Chris Hansen.
Then it's a whole other
deal. Take a seat. Okay.
Whoa.
I'm gonna go.
All right.
I'm gonna go.
I'm getting out of
now.
here. Merry Christmas, guys. Goodbye. Join us for the Twilight. Goodbye.